Happy Monday. First and foremost, I have to show you guys my shirt. How cool is that shirt? Be like Ruth. And you could do like one of two things. Like you could be Ruth Ginsburg or you could be Ruth like in the Bible Ruth. Both great Ruths. You can be whatever Ruth you want to be, but I just thought that was a really cool shirt. Anyway, today's topic is focus. And thank you to my dear friend James Shaw, who kind of sparked this morning, which got some reflection going and kind of, when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. Hi, Ashley. And when the teacher appears, the teacher will remain until the lesson's learned. And so I wanted to share tonight with you guys some of the ahas that I've had. Where I am, my 41st birthday is on Friday, and birthdays have become kind of my New Year's. I no longer set New Year's resolutions. I really ask myself on my birthday, what do I want to focus on this year? And what do I want my one thing to be? And so, kind of to just start the path of what's happening is my friend Brian Gubernick, who I hope he watches this because I hope if somebody can share it with him because I want him to see this. I was on a call with him Thursday night. My friend Ben Kinney had him on a call and he talked about his investments. And I had heard his strategy and heard the thing before a million times, but something that night clicked. I got it. It was simple. I understood it. I started to see it. I started to understand it, and it really sparked this kind of spiral around money. And I wrote my coach that night and I said, I think where you can help me the most is breaking free of some of these limiting beliefs and fears that I have around money. I am going to be real vulnerable tonight because I think a lot of people out there feel exactly like I do. I spend money because it's the only way that I can guarantee that it's coming back to me, because I'm in so much fear of investing it the wrong way or the government taking too much of it or not knowing what I'm doing, that I just spend it because that way I can at least enjoy it. I don't spend it on things that are super lavish. I actually spend it on things that I love and I enjoy. And yet that is not what's going to build long-term wealth, right? And so, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So I was getting ready for my breakthrough, which happened today. It was 3 hours. And if you want to know more about transformational coaching and breakthroughs, please reach out to me offline because this is my third one. And each one, the first one was around my emotions. The second one was around relationships. And then this third one was around my relationship with money and wealth. And they're life changing. And, so last night I'm getting ready for it and I'm answering questions, and I remembered that my dear friend Wendy Papasan had recommended a book called The Psychology of Money. And so I picked the book up last night. I read about half of it and it blew my mind. Again, student ready, teacher appear. And it talked about how all of us have how our ideas and our judgments are around money and how each of us was raised differently at different times. Well, I read the book, I wake up this morning and I get ready for my run and I pull up the Think Like a CEO podcast with Jay Papasan and Gary Keller, and the next episode is an interview with the author of The Psychology of Money, right? Student ready, teacher appear. And so I'm on my run this morning, and guys, those of you that have followed me for a long time know that I hated running, like hated it a year ago when I set the goal to start running and to lose, 40 pounds in my 40th year. And when that whole journey started to master health. And this morning I was running going, I love running, but I don't love running because of the way that it makes my muscles feel or my physically makes me feel. I love running because it's my best thinking time. It's my best processing time. And in the endorphins and the dopamine and all the good feel good chemicals that I get after that run. And what I discovered on that run was that I just don't know what I don't know. And it goes down to focus stands for follow one course until successful. And there's an old proverb, it's a Russian proverb that says, if you chase two rabbits, you will not catch either one. And when I look back, what I realize is that for a lot of years, I tried to master my emotional health, my spiritual health, my physical health, my financial health, all at the same time. I'm going to do all the things. And when I pulled back and said, right now, I'm just going to focus on my emotional health. And that's what I did. And then I said, now I'm just going to focus on relationships and being able to build intimate relationships on a professional level, on a personal level, and all these things. And then I'm going to focus on my physical health. And now I feel stronger than ever physically that I ever have, which is giving me the energy and allowing me to come to you today and say, Now I'm going to go master the thing I don't know anything about. And I don't need to be afraid of it anymore. I just need to admit what I don't know. And so I reached out to a friend this morning that I really admire, and I've watched her wealth journey, and we're having a call on Friday where I'm going to ask a lot of questions about how she started, and I'm just getting humble now and saying, "Hey, I don't know." And the only way that I'm going to know is if I learn and if I start to master it, and I just become a student. And so I wanted to share that with you guys because if you're trying to do a million things right now, whether it's in your business, it's personally, pick the one thing that's the most important. How do you pick the first thing? I picked the first thing as my emotions because my emotions were the one thing that was holding me back in every area of my life. My lack of emotional intelligence was preventing me from having strong relationships. It was preventing me from being healthy, like physically and emotionally. Like it all, my emotions were my biggest challenge. So that's what I focused on first. And then I had to focus on relationships and allowing people to come in and letting those walls down and not thinking that everyone was out to get me and go through that whole process. And then I said, I have to be happy from the inside out. What's the one thing that I'm not happy about right now? What's the one thing that if it were different, I would feel happy with myself? And that was my health. I didn't feel strong. I didn't when I looked in the mirror, it wasn't the body that I wanted. And again, like you can call me vain, call me whatever you want. It's not about you. It was about me. And it was about me finding what was inside of me that wasn't happy. And then now that I've built that, it's the next thing. Okay, what's the other thing that just makes me feel yucky, that isn't where I want it to be? I'm not at my highest and best because of this. And it was money and it was finances. And so I just wanted to share all of that with you. I know it's a lot, yet if you've got a lot going on, pick one thing and focus on that one thing until you're successful, or at least until you build the habits. Like physically, I still have a few pounds to lose, yet I've built the habit that I now can start on a new course of mastery on something else because these habits are sustained in place where I'm going to keep that momentum going and I'm not moving too quickly to the next thing where I'll lose momentum here. So I hope that was helpful. If you have questions or you want to talk more about it or learn more about what I've done, just reach out. I'm here. Otherwise, have an amazing week and we will see you next week. Bye, guys.